Good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit about SEYDEL Saxony Orchestra Tuned Harp. You may not be familiar with orchestra tuning, and you may not be familiar with the SEYDEL Saxony. Charming little harp, eh? Well, let's do the tuning part first. You know, most instruments, 12 holers are going to start at C4. You know, this one starts at G3, which is a little lower. And the final note is F sharp 6. So it's just shy of 3 complete octaves, but you can retune that E, F, F, F sharp to E, F, F sharp, G, and I have done that on them. I just don't do that anymore. It's easier just to play them the way they are from factory. So the orchestra tuning, if you can think about it, kind of shifts the whole register down, you know, by a few notes, and I like that. It's this little darker sounding harp, you know. It's a little less brassy sounding, a little less kind of high, screamy. It's a little richer sound, and the different tuning does change the overall sound of the instrument, in my opinion. So, you know, I like that. Well, let's so that's the orchestra tuning part. They also make it in C solo tuning, which starts at C tune, you know, and it starts the solo C tuning starts at C4. So that's, you know, that's what they normally are like. And again, this one starts lower at G3. So let's talk a little bit about the SEYDEL Saxony. Now, the SEYDEL Saxony has stainless steel reeds, which are very, very reliable, and they make a great tone. I find them to be far superior to brass and superior to phosphor bronze. They're very sensitive to breath, which I like a lot. And it has an aluminum comb. So this is a metal combed harp. You know, I mean, those are nice to have for a lot of reasons. They're very stable physically. They have a lovely tone. This is a short throw slide, which means all those holes are open, whether it's in or out. Short throw means it's only, you know, 5 millimeters to activate the slide. Yes, the holes are a little bit smaller than they would be on cross tune, but it's faster to activate the slide. A lot of top players like Larry Adler and Tommy Riley used short throw slide harps. They also use 12 holers because they're easy to control in the hand. You don't have to move around left to right. You know. Now, when you use them on a mic, you know, they're very easy to cup. That's another plus of a 12 holer. So, you know, I like that. It has dimpled breast sabers. I've changed the button and put one that's rounder for my hand, more comfy. It comes with a little smaller button with a concave, which does grip for the finger nicely, but this one I kind of prefer. The construction is combed. Then you have that H bar, which runs the whole length of this doggone harp. So it's a stabilizing heavy steel piece. Then you have the slide, you know, is next, and then you have a flat blank. You can see that through the hole a little bit there. And then you have the mouthpiece. So it's a 4 construction, but it's kind of interesting that as mouth goop gets on the slide, that blank in front kind of cleans it and it protects the slide to a certain extent. It's almost like having windshield wipers. And it works real well, much better than a 2-piece mouthpiece as far as self-cleaning goes. So I kind of like that too. It has stainless steel covers. You know, they're made both in shiny as well as the one that's kind of like matte finish. I have them both. I like them both, and they work well. So I'd say that, you know, the other big plus of the SEYDEL instrument, of course, is that they're made in Germany. Hohner, as you know, is not a German company anymore, really. I mean, it's an Asian company, but this is still a German firm. And it's a great company, and they have full parts availability online. So you can get all the screws, the bumpers, and, you know, a slide at reasonable cost. All that is available right on their website for all their harps. So they have full parts availability. And of course, Swans do not offer parts, nor does Suzuki as a rule. Although you can get a full reed plate set, which is almost the price of a new harp. So you're talking about full parts availability. I'd say this is about a 10 on quality, and the other competitors are 7 on a 0 to 10 scale. So it's a very, very well-built harp. Big advantage also, airtightness. This is the most airtight harp on the market, in my opinion. And what that means is you give it a little air, that reed takes off right away because it's just airtight. There's no air leakage. You don't hear on recordings air hissing out. It's airtight. So that means that things like vibrato are very controllable because everything you're doing gets to that reed and makes a change there. So that's important. Or if you want to do bends. So things like bends and vibratos are much easier to control with a very airtight harp. As a matter of fact, probably most players in the world, if they're not playing Seydel or a very expensive custom instrument north of $3,000, I've really never experienced a truly airtight harp. Meisterklasse, Hohner is an airtight harp, but the tone is not good, in my opinion. I have opinions, right? Everybody has opinions about instruments. Anyhow, I'd say, you know, stainless steel reeds is the way to go. Beautiful dimpled breast sabers is a very, very highly precise instrument, comfortable in the hand. SEYDEL Saxony Orchestra Tune, I think it's the way to go. It's what I play. Just so you know. See ya.